Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomat YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert, the Dividend Diplomats. We're going to talk to you today about everybody's favorite dividend ETF, and we're going to explain to you why SCHD is beating the S&P 500 over the last month in this post-election bump.
Hit that subscribe button. Give us a nice thumbs up. SCHD outperforming the S&P 500 over the last 30 days. I know Bert says everybody's favorite dividend ETF. Oh, you know I rock with my VYM, baby. But we will be talking about SCHD, the dividend growing, cash flowing ETF that is beloved in the dividend growth investing space. Bert, SCHD over the S&P 500 the last month. What's going on?
Yeah, so obviously we have an election. I don't know if anyone's known this, but there was an election to be a new president, new change of Congress, new everything's going over to the Republicans. So the market has been going wild over the last month trying to figure this out. S&P 500 taking off, tech stocks taking off, Bitcoin taking off. You bet that. We covered that there on our video on Sunday. Everything seems to be popping right now, interest rates included. After this elections, everybody continues to make sense of the market. As we've gone through the videos, as we've gone through this, and we've talked about individual stocks too over the last month, Laney, especially if we focus on those losers, the one comment that everybody seems to be drawing in there is, why not just look at the ETFs? Why not look at ETFs instead of individual stocks? Make it easy, make it simple, focus on SCHD, focus on VYM, focus on VOO. And that's what led us to this video today, to show why SCHD has in fact been outperforming the S&P 500 over this last month.
Why the heck not? I dig your Bert. SCHD, put it all in one basket, reduce the risk, generate passive income, generate a higher growing passive income, and supposedly, allegedly, an outperforming exchange traded fund. Now, guys, SCHD is up 3.6% this last month. S&P 500 is up 2.74%. So we're not talking steamrolling here, but up over 1% in the last 30 days is pretty damn great. They're only up about 15% this year compared to the 26% from the S&P 500. But will that tide start turning here on the last 40 days of the year here? Now, we're taking a look at the top 10 holdings of SCHD to find out really what's moving the needle for SCHD versus the overall stock market. And it's quite interesting because there's probably around 3 or 4 big players that are moving the needle further than what the S&P 500 has done for the last 30 days.
Right.
I know for sure one company definitely is leading the first place victory march here.
That's right. So especially, why are we focusing so much on the top 10? Because for SCHD, they only have 104 holdings. And those holdings are heavily concentrated in their top 10 too. So these top 10 companies account for 40% of their total assets under management. So you're right, Lanny. It's very easy to see what's going on. And let's see. Let's start peeling back the top 10 here. Let's start looking at some of these top 10 holdings. We're going to go through them quickly. And again, to your point, Lanny, you're going to see why the rest might be coming up. So let's take a look here. Number 1 on this list, Bristol Myers Squibb. Ticker symbol BMY is 4.46% of the assets. They are up 11% over the last month. The number 1 holding is delivering double-digit gains that are well in excess of that 2.74% of the S&P 500.
Yeah, who would have thought that BMY would be literally the baton leader here? And also the largest holding in SCHD, guys. Bristol Myers Squibb is the largest holding in SCHD.
Well, this 11% probably jumped them from 6 to number 1 just on this in this last month because of that pop.
Just incredible. Oh my gosh, people. But then it comes into, BlackRock, had 0.82% return over the last month, so kind of lagged what was going on. But don't worry, the legend, the iconic Cisco system, CSCO, coming in top 3rd spot, presenting a 4.63% return over the last month.
Cisco's like, slow and steady wins the race. We're coming back. They're just like, pop, pop, pop. All right, number 4 on this list, Chevron, ticker symbol CVX, 4.3% of the funds. They're up 7 0.92% because drill, baby, drill. Chevron in the oil sector has been popping after this post-election period.
Pretty amazing because we were talking about how Chevron was undervalued probably between the 1 to 2 month ago mark. Hopefully you guys were buying when we were coming out with those videos because, hey, you would have generated a nice 8% return in just 30 days. Nothing to scoff at there, but the DIY stores, right?
Yeah, this one was kind of the one that was more interesting to me. Home Depot at 4.3%. They're up 4.3% over the last month. This one kind of caught me surprising because, as you saw, Lanny, especially with all the news that's coming out with inflation, with rates going up, with costs potentially going up because of tariffs, because of so many other macroeconomic factors, Home Depot is going to be impacted. Cost of projects are going to go up. So you thought you might see Home Depot pulling back, but that was not the case of what's going on. So I thought that was interesting that they're also beating the S&P 500.
Yeah, that is wild. I mean, I know it's been a rough go,
Yeah.
but hey, Verizon guys, VZ up 3%, beating the S&P 500 the last month, honestly, representing just under 4% of the total assets.
Yeah.
Kind of wild that they're finally showing some positive results over some sort of time period. We need big red roll here.
Yeah, that's right. So next up is Texas Instruments. This one caught me off guard, Lanny. If there was one that was underperforming the S&P 500, Texas Instrument, I did not see coming. They're down 4.17% after they've had such a strong 2024. They've been on fire. Tech companies have popped. It's interesting that Texas Instruments has dropped, probably because so much of that production is not in the U.S., it's overseas. So you're going to see some of those costs pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You own Texas Instruments too.
I do. I love it. Altria Group's number 8, ticker symbol MO. Slow and steady also wins this race.
Money.
Yeah, 3.6% increase. So
tobacco killing it this year.
Yeah, that wacky tobacco.
They just are. And then, damn it, my dog, UPS down 2.6%, guys, the last month. Just can't catch a break here.
Yeah. And then last but not least, defense, Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT is down 3.9%. And this one's also pretty interesting here because war is heating up right now, unfortunately. And because of that, you'd think Lockheed pop up, but looks like the new administrations are going to want less conflict. So that's worse for defense, which also is not a bad thing because less conflict can be a good thing too.
We are filming this on November 24th for S's and Giggles here, guys. The Cavs are up right now in the fourth quarter, 114 to 103. We are 16-1 on the year. Larry Market made me think of the Cavs because he used to play for us before we shipped him off to Utah to get Donovan Mitchell, actually.
That was not why I was thinking Larry Markkinen was going to come up there. That was a much different story for like the region of which is facing the war right now is where I thought brought this one over. But all right, that's Lockheed's top 10. So when you break it down, 1, Bristol Myers, Cisco, Chevron, Home Depot, Verizon, Altria. 6 of the 10 are beating the S&P 500. That is easily to see why. The rest of SCHD is getting pulled up, and they are outperforming the S&P 500 over the last month.
So, this could be a new taste because, SCHD has historically done very well, but now the S&P 500 has dominated the last 5 years. But could the tide turn? Can the tide turn back to SCHD? Can these stocks roll? Because we all know tech and AI has been really moving the entire stock market. But as the growth prospects and growth begins to slow, if you didn't catch our Monday video, check that out from yesterday. Is it time for the other companies to kind of be the engines that can and be the engines that do and propel the market going forward, which is heavily dominated within Schwab's SCHD dividend ETF? Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and remember, you're either with us or you're against us. Jack.
That was Bert, the Heart, and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.